going on, everybody? My name is Doug. I am a software engineer based in Atlanta and a bit of a multi-hyphenated creative. I used to do weekly vlogs here on YouTube, mostly about my life, events going on, outings with my friends. Then I moved to video essays about a variety of different topics. It had like cut scenes in between them. It was real fun, real creative way to get my voice out. I did some scenes with my wife, my daughter, my friends. It was a great experience. I even tried to dabble into tech where I did reviews on a few things like apps and cases for the iPhone, but I ended up having to stop. The reason why I stopped, life happened. My last video was about 6-7 years ago. 6-7! My role as a family man expanded. You know, my wife and I only had one daughter, then we had a son, now we have 3 kids. Back then, I was a web developer at an advertising agency, and I made the decision to pivot into software engineering, and it was a journey. It was a lot that went into that, a lot of studying, a lot of interviewing, a lot of cutting my teeth, a lot of projects, a lot of late nights. And so YouTube had to take a back seat. But I'm in a different phase of my life now. I have a little bit more headspace. I definitely don't have enough time. I don't have time, but I do have more headspace, which is what is important. I can make the time where necessary. One of the big reasons for that is because back then I was striving to be a software engineer in that phase when I stopped doing YouTube. Now I am a software engineer. I can wholeheartedly with my whole chest say that I am a software engineer. And so I can pick up the things that I like now. I could get back into Legos, going to the movies and hanging out with my friends and getting back into YouTube. There are 4 main things that I'm hoping to get out of YouTube this time around. One is to scratch that creative itch. I want to get back into creating video, speaking in front of this camera, maybe even making skits with my kids and my friends and my wife. I have a lot of creative ideas that I want to explore, and I'm hoping that I could get in front of this camera and explore those ideas. I love coming up with video concepts. I like to make people laugh. I like to make people think. I like to teach. And so this is just a way for me to explore my creative side. The next thing is I want to show a side of software engineering that I don't see often. The software engineering side of YouTube is filled with tutorials, rants and opinions, and then like day in a life. And most of the time, those day in a life videos show one version, one perspective. It's the person that is going into the office, eating some free lunch, looking cute on their MacBook Pro, and then they're taking like one meeting, going back home, exercising, and then coming home and like typing on their $600 mechanical keyboard and then calling it a night. It's not my life. It's not my truth. I wanted to show my side of being a software engineer. So being a family man as a software engineer. I have 3 kids. I have a wife. And so what does that look like? How does software engineer fit into that? You know, I wanted to show I don't want to say realistic because their side is realistic. I do know people that live like that as software engineers. They make a boatload of money. They are single and they don't have kids. And so they can pretty much do whatever they want, right? That might be their truth, but I wanted to show my truth because I don't see it enough on YouTube. Also, my kid wants to make YouTube videos, and so I could get her into these videos as well. I have some fun ideas for doing some of the rants and my opinions about software engineering, and I'm hoping I could bring her into that. So just stay tuned. This was a gift, just so you know. Like, I don't think I'm like His Majesty. My wife has one, Her Majesty. It was a wedding gift. Don't hold it against me, please. Thank you. I know how y'all getting those comments. Editor Doug here. Let me get this right. Oh, for those of you wondering about those stains on my shirt, let me explain. Last Father's Day, my wife and my kids told me to get dressed and they had a surprise for me. We went to this place where you get to splatter paint on objects like canvases and pottery, and they had got the dad pack. But little did we know that the dad pack meant that I was the thing that they were going to splatter paint on. I had one of my favorite shirts on. Needless to say, the shirt got ruined. But I decided not to throw the shirt away. I keep it as a reminder of that Father's Day and to never wear nice stuff when it comes to surprises with the kids. So if you're judging me, don't judge me. Keep your mean girl comments to yourself. Let's get back to the video. Okay, let's try this again because I have been talking for the past 5 minutes and was not recording. I was not recording. The third reason why I want to get into YouTube is to build in public. I have a lot of ideas. I've started and stopped a lot of ideas. And so my hope is that if I start building in public, it will hold me accountable. I can show you guys my process throughout the whole thing. I could learn a thing or two from you guys. And unless you've been living under a rock, you know that AI is helping software engineers and product managers and just regular people build apps and put their ideas out. And so, yes, as a software engineer, I've been using AI. And so, yes, I do want to use AI in this to maybe documenting that process and showing you guys that is a big reason why. It also helps me get my ideas across, explaining technical concepts, relaying that to you guys, and then maybe you guys giving me critiques and feedback that helps improve my skill set, you know? So I just feel like there's a lot that you can gain from building in public, and I'm hoping I can tap into that. The last reason why I want to get back into YouTube is to mentor. I am a software engineer, and there's very few times where I'm not the only black person on my software engineering team. I want to be able to give the next generation of software engineers that look like me inspiration that they can actually do this. I had a family member come to me and say that they were told that they wouldn't be able to be a software engineer because people that look like us don't do that. I was the first software engineer that they met, and it inspired them to pivot what they were doing. They had graduated high school and was looking to get into the next phase of their life, and they wrote software engineering out, something that they were very interested in, all because someone told them that because they look like me, because they are a black person, they shouldn't do that. It's not something that they would be able to do. And that hurt. And so I want to be able to be a voice and mentor and a face for that generation of software engineers to show that you can do this. If you sound like me, if you look like me, because I don't sound like the average software engineer. I for sure know that after being in this space for 15 years, I definitely stand out like a sore thumb. And so I want people to feel like they can still do it regardless what they look like, what they sound like, and what they act like. Yes, there are some things that you're going to have to do to be professional, but that does not mean you have to lessen yourself. I won't get too far into that, but that is something that's another reason why I'm passionate about this. So yes, while I do want to get back into the lifestyle and, you know, some funny things, I do want to talk about software engineering stuff for that reason, to help mentor the next generation of software engineers. They don't love me. That's right. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, but we got 3 kids. They gonna be all they gonna be all up in that phone calls once they.
But as you can see, there are some.
My work day has come to an end primarily because I hear the kids outside. So.
You scared me. That's gonna be so great. Let me go, guys.
Give me high five, girl.
You smelled it, you dealt it. You don't want to do this, right?
Thank you. Do I get some ice?
I think that it needs the green chartreuse. Yeah, it doesn't taste the same. I don't know if it's this that's making it not taste as good, but it just doesn't taste as good as what I'm used to. It needs the green chartreuse. So all in all, I'm hoping I can get on here and have fun. I'm hoping I can stay consistent. It's going to be a little bit more than just software engineering and family man stuff. I like tech. I like mechanical keyboards. I like cameras. I am low-key a photographer, like an amateur photographer. I'm nowhere near like an advanced. It's nothing to write home to your mom about. I'm fairly decent with photography, so I want to get back into that. I do want to make some skits. I was having fun making those skits. I loved it. Me and my friend Jamie and Scoot, I had a skit where I had my daughter when she was just like 1, just talking about me being a husband and like what goes on in my head. I probably won't talk about that, but I do want to incorporate my kids. And I've been hands-on keyboard for like 18 years.
Damn! I'm sorry.
I've picked up a thing or two. You know, I'm not the greatest software engineer, but I definitely have a process that I feel like is more advanced than the average software engineer, so maybe showcase that. It just bring you into the life, man. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you subscribe. The button's below. Like the video, share it with a friend or two. Let's get the word out. And comment below if there's anything that sounds interesting or things that you would like me to touch on. You know, I'm an open book. Just talk to me. Holla at me.